right? Because
Yes. Oh
okay,
yes.
okay,
We
That's gonna be
definitely
good.
gonna talk about Puffy
Puffy,
and our main man with the game plan. I mean, but no, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's bad guy that we love to hate, that we hate to love, 50 Cent.
right, right, right.
I like 50 Cent.
I like him too.
Yeah, but Bobby likes 50 Cent a different way though.
Oh, okay. I
I
take you
heard
to
that
the
in a
convention
short.
shop. I like the way you lollipop.
Hey, that's plastics. Hey, we live now. We live now, baby. Hey,
Hey.
did you get your IG connected, Corey?
Yeah, I'm good. We good. We running.
Okay, cool. We live. Well, welcome everybody back to episode 77. 77, right, Donald? Because you've been running this. 77.
Yes, sir.
77, not 67.
Oh.
Sorry. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
You're good. We
Nah,
need
yeah.
laughter, man. We need laughter. But y'all tuned in to episode 77 of Technically Speaking, when we are giving you news that what?
That you can use.
That's what's up. Speaking of news you could use, let's jump to it, Corey. You got some news to share, man.
Hey man, you know, Netflix been busy these last couple of days, right? You know what I'm saying? As aside from them coming out with so much changes into their catalog and who buying what buying who, they did a split. And for those who know what a split means in stock, let me go ahead, put me to the front, Gma. Put me to the front.
Put you to the front.
Put me to the front. You know what I'm saying? Frame me. There we go. All right. So Netflix was
What
once
happened there? Look at that.
$1,100 per share. They did a 10-way split, everybody. 10-way split, you know what that means? That they were $101 a share as of this morning. And guess what? I think I'm gonna buy it. You know what I'm saying? Because the way this Diddy documentary going on, and then they about to buy up Warner Brothers, I feel we on the ground floor or something. Now, I am not an expertise, but I do know when I see a risk, instead of buying me them Jordans that was gonna come out on the 13th, and you know I love me some Jordans, some 11 breeds Jordans, but I do love some stock because stock gives you what?
Money.
Show does.
So anybody else on the panel got to talk about something like that? Feel free to chime in. Please chime in. Get your money.
You know, Bobby, you're one of the other stock people on the team. You know me, I choose real estate for my investment, but what you got to add to that?
So stock market obviously fluctuates. I think that before anybody gets into the stock market, you need to know your risks. So there are going to be risks for it. You may not always get the return that you think you will. I started putting into the stock market during COVID because I started seeing different things happening on the medical side, and so I started putting a lot of money into stocks having to do with crypto, Dogecoin, and then going into I think I had like partial shares of Netflix because it was fairly expensive and stuff, and it was really, really hot in 2020. There wasn't as much competition as there is now, but there's going to be a risk to everything. You got to be willing to lose a little money, or take that risk and see if it's something that you can do. But just being mindful when you're going in, you have to be willing to lose what it is that you put in and know that ahead of time. All right, here's $1,000. Yeah, okay, give or take, maybe a little bit might go up, but you never know. I lost money during in the last 2 years. I lost money, but this year it has gone up significantly compared to 2022 and 2023. I think those were some of the worst years for my stock. Matter of fact, I didn't even open up my Robinhood app for a whole freaking year because I was like, I ain't gonna look at that. I ain't gonna look at that.
I feel that.
I ended up selling my Tesla stock actually last month.
Really?
Wow.
What?
I sold my Tesla stock. So it was all
Did
right.
you get advice to do that, or is that something you just decided to do?
No, just something that I decided to do. I went through some of the stuff that I made money on Tesla. Okay?
Of course. Because that's what I'm about to say. You sold Tesla because most people got into Tesla when they did their split about 2 years ago. That's when I did. And when I got in, I was like, oh, okay. I had got a bunch of shares from Tesla. I kept a few, still got them because they grew again. You know what I'm saying? But that's another way of saving. Instead of going ahead and putting money in a regular savings account that doesn't have a high yield, you can play what you're willing to lose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, good point.
It's a gamble. But when you start seeing companies like Tesla and Netflix acquiring companies like X and Warner Brothers, you start thinking these companies plan to be around for the long haul. And then when they do a split, that's even cake on top of cake, because now the company is going to increase in value because why? It acquired these corporations.
Good point. And speaking of acquiring corporations, he started out with that because Netflix has just been in the news all damn day, man.
All damn day. All damn day.
Damn day. So I did play around with stocks for a little bit. And I came up, and I'll share that story a little bit later, man. But one thing you want to look for, the indicators, right? Well, first and foremost, as Warren Buffett says, never invest in anything you don't understand. That was his secret all these years, right? He always said that he only invested in stuff you understand. So if you understand that market, that industry, then maybe these indicators that we're about to talk about may help you go in that right direction. So it was announced earlier that Netflix made an offer to buy Warner Brothers for $82 billion. Dog.
Billion.
I heard 87.
82 billion. I had 82 unless I'm off. But I mean, what's a few billion? You know what I mean? Like, who's shipping off of $5 billion?
That's just a couple lifetimes.
That's what I'm saying.
Let me hold the bill. Let me hold the bill.
Let me hold the bill. I want to give a shout out to Tiffany because she's one of the people that's zooming and chiming in. She said, "What's our name?" Tiffany, if you can't see that, I don't know what to tell you, but we about to spin it back.
Tiffany, we technically speaking, that's the name. We got the main man with the game plan, Corey Giovanni. You got Bobby Lopez, Bobby with an I because Y is for a guy. And you got the millennial OG. Hold on, you can't see him because I pushed the wrong button. There he is right there. You got Dr. Pooh, and I'm Geronimo. You know what I mean? Just AKA Take One.
Hey, she's kind of right. There's no, I don't see the technically speaking logo anywhere on here.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So I'm like, we technically speaking, but we give you news you could use it, and we talk a little bit, you know what I'm saying? We just had good adult conversations. And to let you know, we're very focused on millennials. We talk about millennial shit. That's basically what we talking about. Now, we still got love for Gen X and Gen Z and baby boomers and the great generation if they still around, but this is really mainly for millennials. And shout out to May Mama. I see you on IG too. But so there are some indicators, right? We were gonna jump into that, but then Paramount made an announcement that they were introducing a hostile takeover deal to the stockholders. Y'all opened up with stocks, right? They came in and was like, look here, man, we're gonna add an additional $17 billion directly to the shareholders. And basically, so I had to look up what a hostile takeover was, but that's when a company that got the big bread goes straight to the shareholders and be like, hey, we're going to force you in a position to vote that company to go in a different direction. So now it's with the shareholders. It's with so Netflix and Paramount, they're going at it, man, trying to get that Warner Brothers, man. So it's that came out today. We talking big money, man.
Big money.
Well, some of it is still free market.
I was on the same way. What's the ticker on that?
Oh no, right?
Hey, can someone look that up?
Some of it is still free market. Like for example, I heard kind of like some of the details to it, and so like Netflix did buy the HBO Max, right, from the WB, but they didn't acquire the stations TNT or TBS. Those are still under the WB, so those probably what's being fought for right now as well. But
yes, to your point, Netflix just wanted to buy HBO Max and then the intellectual properties, but Paramount was like, nah, we're gonna buy everything, the apps, the channels, which means the infrastructure, right? Because Netflix, they staying in their lane, right? They like, we stream, we want everything stream related. So, but no, it's things got a little interesting today when Paramount made their announcement. Well, I think who was looking up that stock price on Paramount?
Paramount. You got it, Bobby?
Yeah, $6.56. If you need the ticker, it's PGRE, Papa Golf Romeo.
PGRE.
Are you sure?
Paramount Group?
No. It's not Paramount Group. Paramount Skydance. That's the company.
Paramount Sky. Oh, Skydance Corporation, PSKY.
Yeah, PSKY.
1461.
1461. Now here's the thing, though.
It's going up pretty steadily.
It could go either way, because what happens if Paramount wins that? What's gonna happen with that stock price?
It's gonna shoot up. Because you part of a shareholder, and they already said we're gonna invest in the shareholder. So I'm just saying I can save me a coffee latte or two to go buy and see what Paramount is gonna do. You feel me?
Well, let me ask you this, and this is for the group. So if you know that it's basically gonna come down to either Netflix or Paramount, and you're like, oh, maybe I should buy some shares, what would you recommend people do if they're on the fence about it?
Buy both.
A little bit of both. What you think, Donald?
Buy both.
I would go Netflix. Netflix is already long rooted. Paramount, it depends on the content that they get. You know, like Netflix creates its own content, so it's its own content creator. Paramount buys and leases its content from producers and companies. So I would invest in Netflix for streaming purposes.
Can I battle that?
Hey,
yeah, sure.
Come on.
I don't know much about Paramount either, you know.
Okay, so Paramount is a studio company, right? So you see most of the movies that you see filmed out in Los Angeles, which this president said he wants to bring back money to Hollywood. That's one of the reasons why he got involved with this buyout, saying that it was looking at like, this doesn't seem like it's going to be a good monopoly.
I remember that. Yeah.
So the best buy in this situation would definitely be Paramount, because one, it's the least risk. So $15 as opposed to $100. Number two, if you buy both, let's say you buy both, you buy one of Paramount and you buy two of what is it called? Skydance, right? And Skydance end up winning the whole catalog. Sell your Netflix and go buy some more Skydance. You know what I'm saying?
True.
And number three, you're talking about CBS that has college football.
That's right.
Basketball. You have regular football. You have NBA. Well, not so much NBA.
Is CBS successful right now, though?
Extremely. Especially in college basketball, college football.
They got that old money, man.
What's CBS's stock at? Is that included in the Paramount stock, or is that a separate stock itself?
No, that's all under the Skydance Corporation.
And how is this all open to the public? All this is open for public buying. Anybody could just go and buy these shares right now, huh?
Because it's a publicly traded company.
Do it now. If you got the finances, hey, take Corey's advice and do both. If you had to pick one, I personally would pick Netflix because I watch Netflix. I don't watch much Paramount stuff.
News you could use right there, man. If I had extras, I probably would jump on it right now too, man. Say what?
Is Paramount putting out movies? I don't remember any recent Paramount movies. All I know is like their streaming service that they're making money on, but those are all like shows that are based off of, those are coming from cable stations.
No.
That's that Landman. Come on.
Are these originals?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
House of King. I'm on that right now.
So you're telling me that you would rather have Paramount than Netflix? And that's to be my last question.
100%.
So you're gonna delete Netflix off your shit and keep Paramount?
No, I'm not saying that.
I'm not deleting.
Oh, okay. That's my main question.
I watch Paramount more
times than
Netflix. And the
same.
Reason being,
same. Yep.
Yeah. And the reason being because with Paramount, you have original movies that's made specifically for Paramount. You got spin-offs from regular network shows that only show on Paramount. Let's go for Organized Crime on Law and Order. That's the only one that shows on Paramount because Law and Order regular shows on CBS, and they don't have the TVMA status on their show. Mm-hmm. But Law and Order Organized Crime does. They do everything like if you was watching HBO, except for booty. You know what I'm saying? The body parts. But they
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Not to mention
the booty.
Not to
let us know.
If you're looking to watch movies that came straight from the movie theaters, they're more likely to hit Paramount before they hit Netflix.
All right. So Thank you for that. And aside from it, so hey, for everyone watching this, again, do your own research, do your own due diligence. Bobby, you said you just bought what now? Paramount. Make sure you do your due diligence because we are not professionals. Just putting that out there. You feel me? But
you have to use that disclaimer.
We are not professional advisors, but
I mean, everything's a risk. But $15, are you willing to lose that, or are you willing to lose $150?
Man,
I'm investing in Netflix. That's just me though. Hey, I got $15 right now though, so I could do Paramount. I'd have to save up some money to get that Netflix stock.
There you go.
But I gotta say, I hope Paramount does get the WB contract because for wrestling purposes. Like I remember we were talking about this, and I brought up the wrestling with the AEW, and so I unfortunately, if Netflix is buying HBO Max, I cannot watch this wrestling program again. So I am stuck either going to get cable or subscribing to HBO Max by itself in order to just watch this one wrestling program, which is so lame, man. You know, so hopefully that, I hope that Paramount could pick them up because if I could just switch streaming services to Paramount, I could watch South Park, I could watch Bar Rescue and other episodes that I don't get to watch because I don't have cable, you know,
right.
As opposed to Netflix where it's mostly original content and shit that I'm watching on there. I go to Hulu for TV shows.
So regardless of who wins the bid, Paramount, Netflix, whatever, I got a couple of questions for y'all. So someone's gonna buy it, but after it gets bought, what do y'all think about the new movies that come out? If Paramount or Netflix buys Warner Brothers, do you still think we'll have as many movies still coming out in the movie theaters?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Why? Let's start with you, Dr. Poole. Why no?
Well, one, because the movie theater sales have been on a constant decline over the last years. Many years. It's continuing to just decrease, and eventually they will be replaced just the same way drive-thrus were replaced in the 90s. You know, the drive-in theaters where you used to go and you know. So those are all gone. I think that's what's going to happen with movie theaters over the next 20 years, especially with AI. You'll be able to get stuff to the streaming services faster and increase your rate you're charging for your streaming services because you're getting the product so much faster.
Good point. What say you, the main man with the game plan?
Well, Netflix tried doing a movie theater pop-up earlier this year. Didn't go so well. Number two, Paramount Studios. They have Paramount Studios where they have lots where they got certain movies designed. Mission Impossible, all these other movies that we know, Star Trek, Star Wars, those television shows. There's a lot of funding going into the movies from shareholders, not only shareholders, also from special interests. I don't see the movies at the theater going away. Now, I can tell you this, they're going to be a heightened element. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that you go to the movies and you see a little something different than you would if you were at home. But eventually the time will, you know what I'm saying, it will come to streaming. I don't believe movie theaters will go away because movie theaters, even drive-ins, they still have them. They're scarce, but they still have them. I
don't know, man.
Go say what you gonna say, man. Say what you gonna say.
I think it's gonna be worse because you got to think generationally. So with us in our generation, we're already not going to movie theaters anymore. We're waiting for shit to hit the streaming, unless it's something that's really, really great, as opposed to us always going out. This next generation who doesn't experience going out to the movie theaters really at all, I don't think will be taking going out to the movie theaters as an experience the way that our generation did. They could just sit at home and watch stuff interactively like they're doing already, and that's the future. So our generation, but if you look at like Gen Alpha coming out, Gen Alpha is not going to be continuing to sustain a movie theater industry in my mind, because they'll have 3D shit by then. You know, you'll be able to watch stuff on your watch and then swipe over and take a phone call and then go back to your watch and finish watching what you're watching on your watch. You know,
he has a good point, because even the kids here at the house, they're all on their phone, and I'm like, yo, you don't want to watch what you're watching on your phone on the TV. It's a bigger screen. And they're like, nah, I'm good. So I see his point.
Yeah.
And then with the VR stuff, I would imagine eventually we're gonna get to the point where you could watch a movie full immersive type experience with the VR and stuff like that. Excellent point,
3D.
dog. I see
Look
that.
at 3D TVs already. How many people are investing hundreds of dollars in a 3D TV so that they don't have to invest that money in the 3D movie experience anymore?
You got a good point there.
Got a good point. He got a good point.
After Gino brought up the immerse technology, because that is, I don't think we're headed there. Apple had a big boo-boo when they dropped theirs out, and it kind of sucked. And even Meta's experience is horrible. But I do see people tying it into the theater experience.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Meta has this movie that's made, which they have made movies before. But you wear these Meta glasses, and then you can get exclusive content. But you can only get them from the theater.
Yeah, there it is. That's
There it is.
what it's going to be, man.
There it is.
Yeah.
What you think, Bobby?
I've been waiting. So let me touch on Corey's point real quick. Last week, last Thursday, my husband comes home, and I'm doing the dishes. He comes in. I hear him talking, but I don't look at him. And then I end up at some point, he says something. I look over at him. He's wearing glasses, and I just kind of side-eye him. And he says, "Hey, Meta, why is my wife mad?" And I was like, "You did not just buy it." Yes, he did. I tell you that to tell you this. If you're friends with me on Facebook and you have not seen the compilation of videos that he just did this past weekend, he just installed outdoor permanent lighting on our ranch house out here, and
nice
recorded the whole thing with his Meta glasses and added music to it. So you're able to kind of, I guess, go into the artificial intelligence with that. If you're wondering if Meta told him why I was mad, no, it didn't tell him. Okay. All right, so let's get back to this whole Netflix thing. All right, movie theaters. So let's think about this. So recently, a couple of big movies came out, right? I actually went to the movie theater twice last week. So, which I had talked about on last week's episode, which kids want to see Zootopia 2. And then my husband and I went to go see the Now You See Me, Now You Don't series, which is really good. But with as big as some things are coming out, the movies are known to also show a lot of independent films that aren't streamed in other places. They actually do get released in the movies. Not to mention right now too, a lot of movie theaters are now starting to show independent Christian movies that come out, because people still want to see good family entertainment without having to worry about any underlying things that might be inserted into a lot of Hollywood movies. As a parent, I don't appreciate those things. But that's just a side note. However, my girls love the K-pop Demon Hunters, and just recently they were talking about number 2 coming out, and because of how big it got, it's supposed to be released in the theaters. I personally believe that the theaters are going to be packed.
Oh, yeah.
With the people who love K-pop Demon Hunters, and the first one got released, and I'm pretty sure they just released it on Netflix. They weren't sure how well it was gonna do, but the fact that it blew up, and it's not just here in the United States, it blew up worldwide. So I am positive if they release K-pop Demon Hunters 2, and it is in the movies, it is gonna be packed. It's going to be hard to get tickets. You're going to see families sitting away from each other because everybody's going to be trying to get tickets. And my girls love going to the movies. They love sitting there with their popcorn and their candies. They got their blankets out here looking like a slumber party. And they just enjoy the experience and stuff. And so I think as a family, we'll continue to go and see, some of those independent movies that we like to support.
Got a question. Do you think they're making enough movies right now to keep the industry going, though? Because, I mean, you could put out like a really good Marvel movie, and that's going to draw people in too. But there's nothing that's consistently do you see anything being consistent that will sustain the movie industry, or it's just we got to wait for the one-hit wonders?
No, not. I think it is more of the one-hit wonders, because in the last couple of months when we wanted to go on a date night, we couldn't go to the movies because we're sitting here scrolling through Fandango and nothing looks good. Never even heard of this before, but look. We don't have TV like we used to.
True.
We used to see commercials of movies that were coming out, and so they would get you hyped.
Yeah.
But now unless you know about the movie ahead of time, or maybe you follow, what's trending as far as movies go, when you happen to see those trailers, and hey, cool. Somehow or another, people found out about Five Nights at Freddy's 2 coming out. Apparently, the movie theaters were pretty packed with that too. That's not my thing. That's cool if you are, but aside from that, they said it was pretty busy there for FNAF, what they're calling it.
Good point. Like, especially with stuff that's trending, right? Because we got to talk about DC, because DC is under that Warner Brothers umbrella. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to figure out what's going to happen to DC. Paramount gets them, Netflix gets them. What's going to happen with the DC franchise? What y'all think?
Well, I'm gonna let Millennial Pops, Millennial OG Millennial answer that. Then I'm gonna chime in afterwards.
I think DC would save Paramount. I don't think Netflix needs DC at all. I think that Netflix would be happy to acquire the DC library to add to their library, but I don't think they need it. I think Paramount, they're going to need it because they got to get new subscribers like me to sign up to their subscriptions, and there's nothing that's willing to make me pay money yet for that. I mean, I love South Park and I love Bar Rescue, but I'm not going to sign up to Paramount just for these two shows. If they acquire the WWE or AEW somehow, and I could pay them to watch like I would pay HBO Max, then I would. But I don't think that AEW is going to stay on HBO Max, even though it's a WB, because if it gets bought by Netflix has WWE, and there might be a conflict of interest there. So,
touche.
I'm hearing a lot of wrestling commentaries talking about this right now in the industry, so that's why I'm finding out this information. But ultimately, I don't think Netflix needs the DC library. They got a solid foundation. If you ask me,
they actually got a partnership with not the gentleman from Guardian of the Galaxy, but what's his name? Zack Snyder. Yeah, Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder been working with Netflix and trying to bring the Superman print to Netflix, like a license of it, because everybody knows, if you're not under a rock and you like comic movies, the Zack Snyder version of the Justice League blew the original Justice League out the water. I mean, and it was not 5 hours, but close to
4 hours.
Yeah, but you wouldn't know because it's like, damn,
it was good.
This is awesome.
It was good.
Yeah, and I saw the first one, and I was like, I don't see how it could get better. Oh, it got better.
It's better.
It got way better.
Stuck with that original one.
Yeah.
Good point. I think Paramount would benefit if they were able to get the DC intellectual properties. I think that would help them out significantly, give them a fighting chance against Disney, because Disney is whooping ass, man.
Yeah, and now if Disney were to somehow acquire that library, it's game over, right? Can't make a superhero movie without going through fucking Disney.
Good point.
Go talk to Mr. Mouse first.
Oh,
what would happen if Disney bought DC, Warner Brothers, and under that it would be DC? What would happen with that, Corey? You said it earlier in our group chat.
Yeah, man. So then you'll finally be able to bring back the old Marvel versus DC comics and bring that to life. Your Incredible Hulk versus Superman, Spider-Man versus Batman, or no, Captain America versus Batman.
That would be amazing.
That'd be dope.
When I saw that comic book, and that comic book was like this thick, and I think they had 3 series of it, and a couple of my favorite comics died. My characters died, and I was like, wow. But now that I'm older and I'm more mature, that I can handle my characters dying, I'll be like, die, damn it.
That'd be dope. We talking beyond end game level event right there. Because if I remember correctly, the first story in that series was Batman versus Spider-Man. And then it spun out versus, we get a Batman versus Spider-Man movie? Come on, fam.
Right.
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I don't think it'll happen, though. I don't think it'll happen because that will push Disney too far in the monopoly lane, because they already own ABC, ESPN, National Geographic, the Star Wars franchise, all the Marvel. They own too much, man. So I don't see that.
That's
being
just
approved.
what they own. You don't know the other stuff that they own, man.
Yeah,
that Mickey Mouse Mafia.
Hey, Mickey, that Mickey Mafia.
Mickey over there, Mickey Mafia, man.
The Mouse House. The Mouse
House. But if they did, that'd be killer though. That'd be killer. But hey, man, so we're the ones that shared it with our community that Warner Brothers was for sale, and this just started just blowing up, man. But speaking of Netflix, right? We're gonna keep it Netflix. So Corey hit us up. What, about a week ago? About a week ago?
No, it was earlier in the week, bro. It was earlier because I think it came out on Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Last Tuesday.
And what you tell us?
I was like, look, man, this Diddy documentary. At first, I wasn't even gonna entertain it. I promise to God I wasn't. I was like, man, 50 Cent has so many other documentaries out there, and we know, if you ever follow 50's Curtis Jackson Cent, he does not have a good liking for Diddy.
No, he don't.
This right here, the very first thing, you got like behind the scenes footage. Ooh. I mean, like, this guy is talking to his lawyer. I don't even know how they got this content, but you can tell that it is like real sketchy. I hope we don't get in trouble talking about it. But you know what I'm saying? He was talking to his lawyer about stuff that seems supposed to be client confidential, but it wasn't client confidential. It was Netflix confidential. Okay,
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Oh, it's after the case now, though, so a lot of that information is free to the public. If that would have come out before the case, it might have been different.
Yeah, but I mean, you had a guy.
Quick question: who all had a chance to watch it? I watched it.
I watched it. Yeah, I watched that shit.
Yeah, you didn't get a chance to watch it, Bobby? Oh, I watched it. I made it a point to watch it this weekend. So, my
algorithm is all jacked up now, man. I'm getting so much fucking shit on my algorithm now.
Yo, I remember when all the news broke out and P. Diddy was going to trial and all of that stuff. 50 Cent had this hashtag that he would always put out. It was hashtag he did that shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that's messed up, man. You don't know if he did that shit. But after watching the Netflix, I kind of feel like he did that shit. Like,
look.
I was angry watching that show, man.
Damn.
Angry.
Ooh.
There were two things he said that stood out to me, but I could wait to get to it.
No, say it.
Oh, man. Okay, so if you're watching, it's like broken down into episodes, and like the first or second episode, he mentions that he considers himself to be a bad friend. And then like in a couple of episodes down, they're talking about like his relationships and whatnot. And he made another statement where he said that he considers himself to be a bad, like a partner, And then at the end, he mentioned how he felt like he was a bad coworker and boss and shit. And so overall, he said out of his own mouth that he's pretty much like a terrible person. He's not a good friend. He's not a good boyfriend. He's not a good boss. So sounds like he thinks he's really not a good guy, man. I don't know.
Well, damn.
I'd agree.
Yeah, good point. Good point. What you got for us, Corey?
Let me tell you like this, man. I said this on the show too. I said this like before everything. I was like, look, thank God they didn't carry a camera around me and I was famous, because you know what I'm saying? I could have been, I couldn't. There's certain things I morally could not have done. I just couldn't.
Yeah, you got moral.
You know what I'm saying? I do believe everybody deserves forgiveness, but you're going to have to pay what you owe regardless. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. And hey, he's doing his time. He only got 50 months, and that's good, because they gave him some really trumped up charges, and I believe that was they trying to make an example out of him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't care how bad you've done something. Let the punishment fit the crime. You know what I'm saying? Let the punishment fit the crime.
I'm with that. Because even with the way things panned out and the way he was sentenced for the crimes he was found guilty of, it didn't make sense.
Nah.
I always thought, why did he not, why weren't the charges specifically for domestic violence and maybe even sexual assault? You know what I mean? Like that he's clearly guilty of that. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that, right?
Yeah.
But I don't.
There's buts about it.
Well, it's not
a whole lot of it. Her butt, his butt, they butt, who butt?
Like what they show on Warner Brothers, they show them butts, huh?
You set yourself up for that.
Yeah,
my bad.
You made a good point, but here's the thing, man. It's like he had money. We could tell that he is. You know what I'm saying? They had to do something, right? Mm-hmm. They had to take him away because his power is in his money. You see what he did. You know what I'm saying with the footage from the hotel.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. If a person who got extremely amount of money may not be as powerful, but have some form of power, you got to be able to put the guardrails on them. You have to.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel you, but I still don't understand why they didn't go the sexual assault and domestic.
You paid everybody else off. Huh. They wanted something big. They wanted to make something big. So they decided, like, we're not going to go for those because if we go for those, we can't go for the big stuff. And then you feel what I'm saying?
And to your point, the biggest thing, my biggest takeaway from that documentary is what it reinforced what I thought. Like the whole thing I'm watching, I'm like, they never had a RICO case. They never had anything else except for the sexual assault and domestic violence. That's my biggest takeaway from that documentary. He was clearly guilty, at least the domestic violence, right? So I don't understand why they just didn't go for that because everything else they were overreaching, man. I feel your point. They was trying to make an example, but they overreached, and that prosecutor got fired behind it. You know what I mean? Like, what were you saying, Dr. Poole?
Propaganda. What about the segments they were talking about when it came to the propaganda and the agents that Diddy's organization allegedly put out there to control and spin the narrative over the internet? That was
cool.
Yeah, that was interesting. I never even thought about how people could spin that shit over the internet because that's what everybody's watching. They're not watching the news anymore. They're watching Twitter.
Good point. And you know what? It worked. I did not
know it worked.
Orchestrated because it had me saying, I'm like, man, you can't be being free.
That's why he got off, because he had fucking agents out there spreading propaganda to help build his case while at the same time tearing down the fucking defendants. I went into it after we were talking about the case, talking about how I felt like Cassie was exposed, you know what I'm saying, as maybe being a little bit more gangster than she was perceived to be. But that was because of the propaganda that I had seen on the internet at the time that was being apparently put out by Diddy himself, or at least his lawyers.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Allegedly.
Good point. I mean, yeah,
according to the documentary we watched.
But that still doesn't void the fact that I feel like they still went after the wrong charges, and I don't understand why. Like they never had a chance for the RICO one, man. That was crazy. They was way over, and I'm still looking at the tax dollars being spent, man. All those raids they did at his houses, that's a lot of tax dollars that was spent over some weak charges, man. Like I don't hear nobody talking about that, and people complaining about tax dollars being spent overseas. Dude, we was wasting tax dollars here in the U.S., man. Dude, that's a lot of tax money for them people to raid his houses for stupid charges that weren't gonna stick. They weren't strong enough. But still, even with the propaganda, he was still charged with the wrong things. Like I don't know. That's what that documentary helped me see. Like, oh, you know what? I still believe that he was charged with the wrong thing. And I saw an interview with 50 Cent, and he said the same thing too. Like he also agreed that the charges they tried to get him with weren't the right ones. So I don't know. Anyone who understands law, chime in, help me understand that. I don't know if they were, like, to your point, were too low level. Maybe it was just local court type thing. Maybe it was a state level thing and they wanted to get him federally. And I don't know. But that was a crazy video. And it seems like he's been having some issues, according to that documentary, for years, man, because people came out from the woodworks. And when this first started, my take on Cassie was, well, why don't you just leave? Right? Just leave. Yeah. If it's that bad, just leave. But after hearing, I forget the first female that they interviewed kind of helped me understand the why. You were kind of scared, right? But then when Cassie came out, that gave all the other women the courage to start coming out as well. So I'm not a woman, so I can't really, you know what I'm saying, relate, but I can understand.
Mansplain is what my wife would say. You can't mansplain.
I can't mansplain that, but I can understand now, you know what, those other women having more confidence to be like, you know what, I can come out and say something now. So yeah, that documentary, man, it was a doozy,
man.
Sheesh.
What's this documentary called?
Oh, it's called The Reckoning.
Diddy, The Reckoning.
All right.
Yeah. Produced by 50 Cent. But I will say too, I saw another podcast, someone was talking about it, right? And they referenced the 48 laws of power. And one of the laws of the 48 laws of power says, destroy your enemy completely. We all know P. Diddy and 50 Cent had beef for years, right? Yeah. And if he's following the 48 laws of power, he even wrote the book, The 50th Law. Oh, he's destroying his enemy completely. He's following them laws, boy. Whew.
Yeah, 50 Cent, but that man is a genius. That man is a genius. And because I follow his, I've been following 50 Cent since when he first came out. Like when I got How to Rob, when I first heard it, I was like, this is genius. This is a nobody rapping about everybody and gonna get the attention of the main of somebody. And he did, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when I read his book, he by no means is a person that is ordinary. He is extremely extraordinary. He makes an image look like what it is that it is not. While you're in the club popping bottles, he's in the club drinking seltzer water.
Yeah.
He leaves, and instead of going to sleep at 3 a.m, he goes to the gym for 5 hours.
Yep.
And then this is a guy who is strategic. So when I saw the documentary, I was like, either I go really, really, really really, really like 50, or I'm really, really hate Puff.
I think it was fair. I think it was a fair documentary.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I think it was as fair as what 50 can produce.
Yeah, from what you guys were just saying, between the beef between the two, I think it was very fair. It wasn't overly slanderous. It gave Puff Daddy some defenses, like when they were talking about his medication, how
it did.
He didn't really start going downhill until he started getting on the meds that the doctor prescribed him and shit. And how many movie stars and musicians have lost their lives and been misled by doctors.
Good point. Yeah. And I don't know if you did that intentionally to transition to the next.
Great transition, right? Works out that way.
Donald.
That was a good one. With that being said, what you got for us, Corey?
Oh man. So the doctor who prescribed Matthew Perry the amount of ketamine he was getting that caused him to overdose, he got 30 months. And my question is to everybody who's listening, right? If you become a doctor and you have a patient that says, I need this, you got to give me this, and the doctor tells you no, but the patient gets it somewhere else anyway, or threatens your job, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that's that doctor's fault. I don't think the doctor, because you're a grown-ass man. You're a grown-ass man. You're a celebrity, and you have billions of dollars or millions of dollars, and you live an abnormal life. So the doctor cannot be held responsible, especially if you threaten that doctor's livelihood to prescribe you something illegal. Now, granted, as a doctor, you took an oath. Stand on your oath, homie. Stand on your oath, because of the fact that you got into this business, hopefully to save lives.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But people be swayed. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure when Matthew Perry became, I think it's a lady. I'm not sure, because I didn't want to go too deep in the weeds. But it's like, if you get a client, no matter how big of a client, if I get, say for instance, Warner Brothers hired me to do their social media, and they be like, okay, so do this, make a bunch of fake accounts. No. I'm not going to do that, because there's a certain oath that I have, and I have an accountability to myself.
Ethics, integrity.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and then he only got 30 months. I think that's whenever somebody get double-digit months, I think that's somebody trying to set an example, because you know what I'm saying? Even when you hear it, I'm pretty sure Diddy, when he said, I sentence you to 50, that mother probably passed out when he heard 50. But then, you know what I'm saying?
I didn't even think about that.
When money 50 months, he started crying the other way. Like, oh, thank you, Jesus. I'm only going to get 50 months. That's only about a couple years. But this person get 30 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, I sentenced you to 30. Your heart stopped for a little bit.
Yeah, like 30, like, fuck.
If I die right now, then my kids see me in my last year.
And then they say months.
But if you
say I got a question. With all this happening, will this doctor be able to practice medical again ever? Or
no?
Is it a wrap?
They're barred. They're barred.
Damn.
They're disbarred.
Sheesh. Yeah, man, to your point. Yeah. But you know what? I feel like there's a commonality with that story in the whole P. Diddy thing, right?
Of course.
A lot of people were afraid because of his perceived power. And I would imagine maybe that doctor was afraid, to your point, because of Matthew Perry's perceived power. Like maybe he wanted to do the right thing, but it's like, man, this dude he was in Friends, right?
Yeah.
He had that Friends money. Dude, that last season, they were getting paid $1 million per episode. Per episode. How many episodes is in that season? Like at least 20, huh?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
But,
so,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And I mean, I empathize for that doctor because I'm pretty sure he was afraid of that perceived power that Matthew had, man. But that's a tough one, man. Bobby, help us out. Like with something like that, what would you have done in that position?
So while I didn't quite look into like the background of this, I remember skimming across it through Facebook. It had come up and I'm sitting there shaking my head. Now, I did see the whole thing, right, about the Hippocratic Oath, and I know that doctors are supposed to take that, but was there actual evidence to show that Matthew Perry was threatening him? Was there anything to kind of back that up?
No. You probably won't find that. But you know what I'm saying? The reason why I say all that is because Law and Order did a spin-off of it. And you know Law and Order. They like to take fictitious but reality and spin it. That's the reason why I said that. But go ahead.
Nah, good point. I just wanted to know that.
I think the doctors are put in compromising situations sometimes too. Whenever they are dealing with big money clients, they have that, like we talked about last week, that F you and your mama money.
Yeah.
Touche.
And sometimes I do believe that people are willing to set their morals aside for paycheck. And unfortunately, if he did take the pay on this case, it cost him his career.
Yeah. And you know what that kind of reminded me of, Bobby? Because you and I have both experienced something similar to this. We know what our core values are and what ethics are, right? When you're serving in the military, there have been times when we may have been coerced a time or two or more when you like, you know what the right thing to do is, but you're being coerced. So it's like, maybe you did the right thing the first time, and then there was retribution for that. You had to pay some consequences when you did the right thing, right?
I got better as I got older. Old Private Sanford first coming into the Army was a hell of a lot different than Sergeant Lopez. I'll F you and your mama up if you try me. Your rank don't do shit to me.
Yeah.
Things have changed.
I mean, feel a certain type of way about that one.
Hey, I feel that.
I did, man. When you got a sergeant major standing over you talking about you're a bad NCO because you wouldn't take the COVID-19 vaccine. In my face. Out of my face. Get your rank out of my face. Get your command out of my face, man. Get your star somewhere else. Shove it. No, that was seriously me. And
yeah.
I paid for it. I had a bad NCOER. You know how many Fs I gave? Not many.
Yeah.
None.
That's a zero, folks, for you guys just listening.
I stuck to my guns when it came to some stuff I wasn't cool about. I don't want y'all thinking like I'm anti-vax or nothing like that. But look, when stuff is coming flying down the pipeline and you're being coerced or told that you're going to get a dishonorable discharge, those are 2 Ds you never want to hear back to back in your life being thrown in your face. You know what I mean?
Nope. And that was just an example to show, hey, we know what the right thing is. And maybe you did the right thing the first time and then you had to suffer reprisal. And then another opportunity comes up and you're like, ooh, okay, last time I did the right thing. there was consequences and stuff like that, and someone made my life hard. So I ain't see nothing. Nah, I ain't see, but you were right there, Staff Sergeant. Nah, no, I didn't have my glasses on, man. I think they was dirty, man. I ain't. So we human beings, man. We human beings. You know what the right thing to do is, but this is life, baby. I got bills to pay. I got kids. I need to make sure I have my benefits. You know, so I was afraid a time or two. Like, well, if I speak up, I might get kicked out and lose my benefits for my kids. I need these benefits for my kids. So maybe that doctor kind of had a similar thought process. I don't know. It happens, man. It happens. I wish everyone had good hearts and were good people, but unfortunately they're not, man. But speaking of military-ish, we got something that's happening with the military right now, man. So before I get into this next segment, we started out, technically speaking, talking about AI. We were talking about AI, and back then, it's 2 years ago. 2 years ago, we made a couple of predictions, and one of them was eventually we're going to start seeing AI warfare. And Bobby, you said something earlier. Can you repeat what you said before we went live, as far as like what things may look like as we advance in this AI era we're in?
Yes, one of the things I had talked about in my background, what I did in the Army for a little over 11 years, was electronic warfare. And in 2011, the battlefield was starting to look a little bit different. This is in 2011, we're in 2025. And so things were starting to look a little bit different, but we weren't quite there yet. But we were getting, ramped up to see what the future was going to bring for this. So currently, in case you don't know, we live in, you can't see it because it's invisible, but we live in what's called an EMS. This is an electromagnetic spectrum. And in the spectrum, you've got frequencies flying all over the place doing all sorts of different things. And because of that, in the cyberspace world, the battle is going to start looking a little bit different as we advance in the future, and as technology develops, you're going to end up coming into a type of like AI warfare, where the battle isn't going to be something that you're going to actually see. Nobody's going to be running around necessarily with, guns and tanks. The war is going to look a little bit different, and it is going to be with artificial intelligence.
Yes, it is. Thank you for that. So what I want to share, what's up, Corey?
I think when I said it, there's a few too on this panel that was like, military is not going to go ahead and get any AI robots and AI this and AI that. And I said, watch and see. And we're watching and we're seeing.
I see what you're saying. I'm gonna read this, and then I'm gonna chime in on that. So basically, to Bobby's point, right? Because what she was talking about is in the cyberspace realm, right? And for those that don't know, that is one of our areas that we fight in, right? What do we call it? It is what do we call the different areas we fight, Bobby? It's you got ground, air, space, cyberspace. I forget what that's called. Huh?
Ground, air, cyberspace is like
in space. There's like the water. Areas of war. I forget I'm having a brain fart, but I forget
what about the ocean.
The official term. Water too, right? Yeah. Oh, water. Mm-hmm. I forget what it's called, but anyway, because we always want to dominate each zone, right? And I can't remember the phrase that we use. We want to dominate ground, we want to dominate air, we want to dominate space, cyberspace, and water. Good point, Donald. I almost missed that one. But to that point, for those of you that don't know, there is an actual U.S. Cyber Command. U.S. Cyber Command is the military branch that is overseeing what's happening in cyberspace, i.e. the interwebs, right? Because we don't want our adversaries to beat us in that lane, right? So something happened recently. I'm sharing a post from General Reed Novotny. He was just appointed as the first chief AI officer of U.S. Cyber Command. And I'll just read what he put here real quick. He said, we are living in a pivotal moment in world history, one where artificial intelligence is rapidly maturing and reshaping how nations compete, how militaries operate, and how adversaries seek advantage. The pace of change is unprecedented, and our responsibility to meet this moment with clarity, discipline, and purpose has never been greater. In this role, I'm committed to ensuring that AI strengthens our cyber forces, enhances decisions advantage and preserves the security and freedom that our nations rely on. This means driving responsible innovation, integrating advanced capabilities at speed and scale. Okay, Corey, you might be onto something. And forging partnerships across the Department of War, industry, and academia. And he said he's grateful for the trust placed in him and inspired by the incredible professionals across U.S. Cyber Command and the broader community. Together, we will harness the power of AI to defend our nation in this decisive decade. So it's only cracking. You might be on to something there by Corey. You might be on to something there.
I told you, and y'all, both of y'all, you and Bobby was like arguing me down, saying like the military ain't gonna do this, they're not gonna do this, and they're not gonna do that. And I told you.
So nothing happens overnight. In case you don't know, the insides of government, what looks cute now, it's gonna take a minute to implement. It's gonna take a minute to get troops trained up on certain things. All that stuff kind of takes time.
I get that. This is the reason why I said that, right? Reason why I said what I said was because, one, there are a lot of people who think about what we're talking about, who will be the ones fighting the wars in the future. If what you guys said was going to happen, it will be these Gen Alphas. And Gen Alphas will be Gen Alphas and some Gen Zs and some Gen Xs and some Gen Ys. Very few. But it's going to be hard for them because they already are at a lack because they're discouraged or they're distracted by a lot of things. So if you can be able to program a soldier, teach a soldier where you don't lose a life with that soldier, then mass produce those soldiers, and those soldiers will fight your wars.
I see his point, and I feel you too, Bobby. I feel that face you made. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. We may get there, but I don't know if we'll see it in our lifetime because it's gonna take time, right? And I believe we will get there in phases to where, because right now they're talking about really using it for decision making, and I've seen some information about AI driven drones, right? And maybe that's
about to say that.
Yeah, and I've seen that, and maybe that's the first wave of it, but I don't think we're gonna trust the robots quite yet until we figure this part out, right? Like we need to master just the data, because right now, I can share with you, right? Because in my day-to-day job, I'm looking at a lot of requirements that come out from like all the federal agencies, right? And there's a need for support in data support, data engineering, data science, just data, right? Because that's what drives AI. So we have to master that first. Once that's mastered and this federal government is on the same page on how that data is being handled, then I think at some point we're going to look at a phase to, okay, maybe we can send in the robots, right? Versus a human being. And maybe there is like a robot pilot, like a drone pilot that's navigating this stuff, right? Maybe it's gonna be a while. I feel like the data queen. You are the data queen of this team, Bobby. What do you say about that?
So I think that while they are trying to use artificial intelligence to drive some decision making, you will always need human intellect in there to drive primary decisions, because while AI may be cool for some things, it has no human emotion. And so if you're using a drone that's driven by artificial intelligence and it is locked in on an adversary, and you are trying to get rid of that adversary, however, they are walking with 2 or 3 children, literally hand in hand. That drone is just going to lock in on that adversary and it's going to kill children in the midst of it. While I do understand there are casualties of war, a human would say, hey, hold on, we'll find them in a different position. We're not here to take out the children, but we are going to take out this adult, basically.
Excellent point.
Earlier today, I saw some drone footage. Drone was up high, and it was right above an A-10 warfighter. And if you've never seen an A-10 warfighter, go and check out some YouTube videos. They're really, really cool. But this A-10 was locked in on 2 or 3 males in a Middle Eastern country, walking along a path. And apparently they were targets, and the drone is like showing firsthand. This A-10 comes in, few rounds, lock in on these guys, and they're gone. There's nothing left of it. Okay. And so when you think about what you're able to see, there was no humans, harmed in this, and yet they just took out a couple of people without, having to risk human lives.
Good point. What's up, Corey?
Dr. Poole had his hand raised, and I'm curious to hear what he has to say.
Go for it, Donald. What you got?
I think that we are, definitely have more patience and are willing to wait to put that technology out to the public to know about. But just because we might not be there doesn't mean that other countries aren't there. And I wouldn't be surprised if China put out some type of AI robot, and they were the first ones to start something. And then we broke our stuff out in response to that. And then everybody would be like, oh, damn, they had this shit all along. We never even knew about it. But I don't think we'll ever know about it until it gets to the point where it needs to be used. I had a question also about the dude, right? Because you were talking about this guy who's taken over this thing, right? The cyber security. And it seems to me like there are a lot of cyber stuff that's still unregulated as far as internet and all that stuff goes. And so I'm wondering if this guy is going to be coming in and setting the regulations or clarifying regulations, or is he just going to be the face of this new space program and of cyber stuff? I didn't do too much research into the article, but it doesn't really sound like he's going to be the one who's going to be setting the regulations for the cyber stuff, or is he the one who's going to be responsible for all regulations here on out?
No, great question. That's a great question. So different agencies. So U.S. Cyber Command is really just responsible for what all the cyber forces do, i.e., the Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, the Space Force, all their cyber people. In some way or another will work for U.S. Cyber Command. So he's going to be controlling and responsible for what the AI is being used for in those areas. So that's going to be his
modern war is what you're saying.
Essentially, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That command. But
he's not going to come in and try and regulate fucking Twitter though, or some shit, right?
No, that's different. So so when you're talking about the civilian internet, I forget what agency does that, but one organization that does put out governance and guidance and regulations is CISA. The Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. That's the agency that will help put out policies on everything you said. So that's a different organization right there. Actually, I got someone from CISA coming on my other podcast, unsolicited, pretty soon. So y'all stand by for that. Also, by the way, if you're here, you made it this far, take a break, scroll down real quick, look down, click that subscribe button, click that like button, just real quick. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's where we are. So the one thing I wanted to share for wherever you stand on this, we talked about it earlier as far as looking for indicators when it comes to stocks and whatnot, right? We talked about Netflix, we talked about Paramount. There's some indicators that say you might want to buy some of that stock. So when we did start the show early on, right? Shout out to Brandon. The question was coming up: should you invest in AI? I don't invest in stocks, but for those of you investing in AI, this might be an indicator, right? If the military just appointed a full-time chief of AI, that might be an indicator that going in the AI direction with your investments might be fruitful. Again, I'm not a professional. I'm just saying that oftentimes when the military invests in something and goes all in, it might be around for a while. What y'all think about that?
Smart. It's a good idea.
Anything that I know a few traders, right? Mm-hmm. Traders, they have tools that let you know when's the best time to get in, get out, or trade, right?
Mm-hmm.
A key indicator is if they're hiring someone in a specific space, that person is contracted for probably 1 to 5 years. In that 1 to 5 years, you should see growth, massive growth within the first 90 to 120 days. Unless something happens in that company, then you'll see him, newly appointed person, just being released from their duties, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way you can be able to tell, like, should I join or should I not join? Should I buy or should I not buy? But everybody knows the name NVIDIA, right?
Yep.
Everybody knows about AMD, right? These are companies that highly invested in AI, and stocks quadruple or if not 100 times more than what they were. AI is the new drug and data. No, AI is the new plug and data
is the new drug, baby. Hey.
We've been saying that for 2 years.
Hey, and to your point, for all those companies that develop it, now you got the number one purchaser in the world, Craig, that's making a huge long-term investment in it. That's all I'm saying. Everything you said, yes. But now the U.S. government put his name in the hat. It's about to start writing some checks, man, to buy some of that stuff you're talking about. To make
get your 401k.
What'd you say?
I said, get your 401k and tell your investors to play.
I'm just saying. Yeah, man. So when I did used to play with the stocks, real quick story. I was on a team that was virtualizing a base, right? And when we were virtualizing the base, if you don't know what that is, that means we were turning regular physical servers into virtual servers. Is that process is called virtualization. I was on one of the teams, the early teams. We started virtualizing bases in like 2009, right? And back then, I saw all the licenses that were being purchased for McAfee, the antivirus software, right? Just the hunch. And back then, I was like, wait a minute. If the Air Force is buying all these licenses from McAfee, maybe this is a good buy. I don't know much about stocks at that point in time. I was just like, it was a hunch. I'm like, hold on. This is a big player here, and these licenses are going to be here for a while. So I went and looked up the stock, and I bought a bunch of it. I bought a bunch of it, and it did really well. I don't no longer own that stock because I had to sell it to pay for my divorce. But luckily I had it. If I didn't have that stock, I wouldn't have been able to pay for that lawyer that I had for that divorce. But but that was my experience with, hey, if the military is investing in it, it could be a good buy. It did work out for me. That was the last time I jumped on something. I was just like, wait a minute, this is an indicator. Because not only did the Air Force have all those licenses, all branches of DOD had McAfee.
If you get in at the beginning, it's cheaper too, right?
It was pretty cheap. McAfee was on the rise because there was another antivirus that was bigger than McAfee at that time, and I can't remember the name of it. Norton was one of them, and there was another one. I can't remember what that other one was, man. But just wanted to share that news you could use, right? Like that was just something that I experienced back in the day, and I'm like, I'm kind of seeing it again. New chief AI officer. We're still at the beginning of the rise of AI. Eventually, I think we will get to the point that Corey is talking about, where it's our AI fighting AI. And you know what that reminded me of? It reminded me of the Age of Ultron. Because in the Age of Ultron, it was the war between the two R's. You had Jarvis versus Ultron.
Yeah.
I think we're headed in that direction. I really think we do.
Who won?
Who won that? It was Jarvis, baby. Come on now. Oh, yeah. And hopefully we are the Jarvis in this U.S. You know what I mean? Just drop a bomb on that.
Hopefully. Jarvis did have a British accent, though.
Damn it. But yeah, wanted to share that with anyone watching this, man. So moving on. Hey, there's an art to this hustle thing that we do, right? Because everyone on this team is a hustler, baby. I just want you to know.
It ain't where I've been.
There you go.
It's where I'm about to go.
Hey.
I love you.
So moving into our parenting topic, man, there's an art that we need to teach these children, Bobby. What type of art do we need to teach them when it comes to hustling?
Ooh, the art of not giving up. So there's days I think that we talk about, every day there's just a day you're on the struggle bus. I mean, it is what it is. When your kid gets, they're out there playing on the playground and they fall down, they hurt their knee a little bit. What do you tell them to do? Tell them to lay down, to stay there because it hurts a little bit? No, you tell them to get up, dust your knees off, and keep it moving. It's okay. It'll heal up. It's gonna dry up. It's gonna be all right. Look, I know that probably makes me sound like a jerk, but that's just the truth of it. Because you know what? That's a life lesson that's gonna take you through life. because, as 50 Cent said, right, depression is a luxury.
Luxury.
We don't have time to sit around and sulk over things that have pushed us down. One of the things that I used to let people, because people bullied me terribly, and I had a lot of insecurities about myself, and so I think, when I joined the army, I was given like a brand new mentality. Some good things, some bad things, but hey, we're all gonna write it off as good because I am who I am today because of it. But truthfully, there's gonna be things where you just kind of life is just gonna knock you down. Life is gonna be life, and it's gonna be life is really hard. And there's gonna be some days you just don't want to get up. But as a parent, when you see your kids struggling, when you see them fall down, you don't tell them to stay down, you get back up. The best thing that you can teach them to do for their life is when somebody tells them they can't do something. No, I don't think so. I'm going to show you I can. Just to stick it to you. Stick it to life.
I like
knock you down, get back up.
Get back up. Good point. You know what? I'm hearing you say that, and I'm just thinking about the grown folks that I remember that you told your children, get back up. But then I've seen them accept defeat themselves.
Ooh, yeah.
It's crazy. Like, I know y'all seen some people like that.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy. What's up?
I think the reason being because when they look at the child that gets knocked down, they look at their situation. Oh, that's just a little bit something. But to that child, it could be everything, right? Because they're not looking at it from that point of view. And to the point of view of the person when they're like, oh man, I guess this is going to be my lot in life. And then somebody needs to come to them and say, look, get up. This wasn't what you expected you wanted to be. You are the master of your fate. You are the director of your path. If you stay down, then who's going to tell the story when it comes around to talk about your glory? So get your butt up. You feel me?
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah.
What's your take on that, Dr. Poole?
Depends on the incident. How jacked up is my child? If you just broke something, you can cry. It's cool. It's cool to cry. If you just slit your arm and you're bleeding profusely, you can freak out. But calm down, because we're going to take care of you. We're going to get it taken care of. But honestly, what I do when I see people's kids like fall down and scrape their knee and stuff, I like to, but they're not even my kids, but I'll just start clapping. Like, yeah, good job, and celebrate that shit. Like you just did something amazing. Because I notice watching other people's kids, sometimes when they fall, they'll sit there and they'll wait for the response of the people looking at them. And then they will base their reaction off of what the reaction they're perceiving other people as. That's why when you see those parents that run up to the kid like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. They start freaking out and screaming because you almost freaked them out scared. But I just noticed that for me, if you clap and celebrate a fall, a lot of times they'll smile and get up and just keep on going, and look at it as a
rites of passage.
Yeah, right. Geronimo, you were playing when you came down and visited, and you brought your daughter down, and we were all hanging out on that outside place, and she like kind of fell and tumbled down that little hill right there. I would have just clapped it up, right? I'm saying, I clapped it up. Just good job, good fall, good tuck. I like that tuck that you did there. That was a good tuck.
When you said that, Donald, like that hit me, because my take on that was fell forward, fell faster. Because that's how you learn, right? Like I never made that connection till you just said it. Like, yes, applaud, you failed, get up. That dude, that was just a light bulb moment right there. You blew my mind with that. Because like we're always, for those that are trying to be achievers in life, you always say, well, you need to hurry up and fail faster so you can learn. Fail faster, fail harder, fail fast, right? So
that's low speed, fail fast.
I like that, Donald. Dude, that I just had an epiphany when you said that, man. I just had to share that. Damn, that was crazy.
Hell yeah. I'm telling you, I'm observant. I got a lot of friends and they all have kids. So
yeah.
I've been Uncle Don for a long time now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You about to be Daddy Don soon.
Daddy Don. Daddy, yo, that was good on a t-shirt. Daddy Don.
That's not in the works.
Pump the brakes, Corey.
Yeah, chill out, bro. I'm 42. I'd have to be 80 years old. I'd have to live to be 80 years old to see my kid hit my age, you know.
Bro, you know, people in the Bible been having babies all the way till they were 90, right?
That doesn't mean they got to see them become adults.
They healthy.
40 ain't an adult. 40 is a grown adult.
If I had a kid right now, it would be good. Anytime past now, I don't think I would be doing my child.
I feel that. Hey, hold on. I got to jump in on this, right? Because my baby girl is 3, and it's a lot different being a parent with a toddler in your 40s than it was in my 20s. Like in my 20s, I could keep up. I'm with it. I'm like, yeah, come on, let's go. Now she's like, Tag, you're it. I'm like, hold on. I was just it. Like, give me a minute.
Right.
Give me a minute the way this knee work. Hold on.
You so right.
We ain't playing basketball, son. I'm sorry. You can ball. I'll get the ball for you. Here you go.
I go out to play hoops with my son for like when I do go out. I'll be like, all right, son, let's play. And I'm running, and he's like, he competitive, right? And like he'd be like, watch this. Can you stick me? I'm like, oh, okay. And then next thing you know, boom, he all gone. Like he under the rim. And I'm like, okay, well, check up. And I'm at the 3-point line because I know you faster than me. And if I dribble, he gonna probably get the ball from me.
Right.
So I'm like, yeah, bro, you right.
Yeah. So I feel that, Don. So it's got to hurry up ASAP because it's man. She just keep going. Yeah. It's like 9 o'clock. I'm like, you still got energy? Like what the? But in my 20s, I was good with that. You know, like I feel you, bro. I feel you. Yeah. So my biggest takeaway from that to teach the art of not giving up. I want to go with what Donald said, man. Clap for them when they fall down, man. And encourage them to hurry up and get up, man. I like that. That's my biggest takeaway. Thank you for that, Donald. Now, rounding up this show, it's the millennial moment real quick, man.
Yeah,
I've been noticing something with these young kids, man, that I'll tell you this, man. If I would have known this was going to happen, I would have kept a lot of my old clothes, man. I would have never got rid of that stuff, man. What do you see happening with this younger generation, man?
Man, I'm noticing these big ass baggy pants coming back into style. People rocking their jerseys again and stuff like that, you know, bandanas making comeback. And it's just seems like the whole 90s theme itself is starting to make a comeback in 2025, guys. And it's pretty interesting to see this trend happening because when I was a kid growing up wearing like baggy clothes and stuff during the 90s, I remember moms always say, like, I can't wait until this phase ends, this trend ends for our generation, you know, because you know, there was nothing positive in wearing these big ass baggy pants, you know, it's other than to steal stuff at the time, you know, or, you know, possibly hide
a weapon,
hide things. Yeah, right. Like, I swear to God, you can hide a bat or a small little in some of these jeans. And so I'm noticing they're making a comeback.
Ninja stick.
Yeah, right. Now we went from the skinny jean phase, right? Now we're going back to the baggy jean phase. The normal jean phase got skipped somewhere in this generation. You know, like it went from baggy to super skinny to baggy. And now we're going back to it again. So, dude, I was doing a little bit of looking, and so like it got me thinking about skinny jeans too. Like, man, I totally missed the whole skinny jean fad. Did any of you guys get in on that skinny jean thing when the skinny jeans was popping over like the last 10 years or so?
Yes.
So I tried it. Go ahead, Corey. I'll let you go first.
Skinny. They were like tight fit or like regular cut. And me being a big guy, I had one pair. And I wore them and I was like, it don't look so good on me. I was like, because I don't have anything skinny on me. My legs big too. You know what I'm saying? So when I put them on, I was like, these are tight. This ain't working.
This ain't working.
This ain't working. And I kept them because I'm gonna lose. Like I'm able to get in them now, which is good. And they look okay on me. But the skinny jean era is over. So
yeah.
So I tried
it. Skinny jeans now, man.
You said what?
I'm wearing my black skinny jeans now.
But that works. I mean, you a woman. It was always cool for women to wear skinny jeans, man.
The men. I tell you what, I was not digging on that at all.
Nah.
Skinny jeans? No.
Why not?
I didn't like it at all. Quite honestly, when men are wearing really tight jeans, I think it looks different than like women. But when you're trying to accentuate the front genitalia, no, man, don't care for that at all.
Well, it started in the '60s, right? With the punk rockers. They were the ones who first started that whole trend, man. And it was crazy to see how it made that comeback.
And the emo scene, the guys do wear the skinny jeans, but I think maybe it's just how you style them.
Well, even in the '80s, jeans were, well, I don't know if they were like skinny, but they were fit. They were
fit. They were normal fitting jeans.
Yeah, if you go back and watch an old Run DMC video, they're not wearing baggy clothes, man. Their stuff fits. But I got into the fitted jeans. My first time to Korea, this was 2009, because this was right when that whole skinny jeans wave was coming in, right? And the reason why I got it, they weren't skinny jeans, but they were fit jeans. I got talked into it by this Korean girl who owned a fashion store in Korea. And I was going in there to buy myself an outfit because I was still doing music. I had a show going up in Itaewon. Shout out to everybody that's out there in Itaewon, Korea. And when she saw when I was buying, she was like, no, that's too baggy. I'm like, what you mean it's too baggy? That's what I do. I'm hip hop. You feel me? Like, she was like, no. But the girls, man, we like the fitted jeans now. I'm like, wait, what? You said, huh? The girls like what? All right, put them fitted jeans up there. I'm gonna take them joints right there. That's what got me into it, man. I couldn't do quite skinny because of the genitalia thing, right? It just wasn't gonna work out.
Yeah, not for me either, man.
In order for me, like I put some on, but I had to sag them very, very low in order for it to all fit. You know what I mean?
But then you can't even really sag because, like, then you just look like you're walking around with some chicken leg. Pants, yeah. That's what I never understood the sagging with skinny jeans. You know, it's like you're already fucking wearing skinny jeans. You got to sag too. Like, I sagged because my pants were so big that they fucking fell off my ass. You know, like, it's different now, though. You know, and so I tried to buy some skin. It wasn't even, it was like you said, like some regular fitting jeans. No, because regular fitting jeans aren't regular fitting jeans anymore. Regular fitting jeans is like they're kind of tight, maybe a little stretchy, you know, but like regular jeans, like regular fitting clothes, like in the 90s was just like you could have a little bit of space in your legs, you know, to bend down without worrying about ripping your crotch and shit, you know? And so I missed that whole thing, man. I got some regular fitting jeans that are like this new age regular fitting jeans, and it's still way too high on my crotch. It gets tight in the behind the knee area, you know, and I don't know. I think being baggy pants so long, it just spoiled me that, you know, I'm so uncomfortable. If anything is between that and boxer shorts, if anything is grasping my crotch for an extended amount of time, you know, it starts to get a little uncomfortable. So I will be skipping that. I'm glad the baggy jeans will come back because I still got a closet full of these big ass plaid shirts, you know, and
I'm kind of jealous, man. I should have kept all my stuff, man.
Well, these are some of the things that are coming back. You know, I'm sorry. What were you gonna say? You're gonna say something, Bobby?
When I was 13, I had the coolest pair of Jinkos, man. Loved wearing those.
Remember those?
Yeah,
I don't even know where I got them from.
Dude, that's like the size of these baggies I'm seeing these folks wearing too, man. And it's girls. I'm seeing more girls rocking the baggies than I'm seeing dudes. But it's like those old school Jinko styles where even the bottoms are super big and shit like that. Like my pants back when I get baggy pants, the bottoms where the shoes were at were still kind of small and tight, so it didn't go over. And if it did, I had to get the tack so I could tack that shit down, you know. And it's pretty
just messing up your shoes.
Yeah, man, pretty lame, but. Yeah, so that's one of the things that's coming back. I actually went and got online and like In Style, right? In Style says that the baggy clothes, double denim is coming back, right? Jeans, and then the jean top too, apparently. Sports jerseys, bandanas. Ladies, plaid skirts are coming back in style, apparently. Capri pants and skirt suits are back in style as well. So, you know.
Okay.
Y'all want to keep a lookout for these fashions, I guess, you know. If you're young and you're looking for baggy clothes, talk to someone over the age of 35. They probably can help you out with some gear.
Hey!
You know? Don't forget your local Goodwills. You could always get clothes that's 20 years out of style at your Goodwill.
But they back in style now.
Back in style, man.
You know what?
It's like my Tommy Bahama shirt. I got one.
Tommy Bahama.
Ooh. You gonna say, Bobby?
Yeah, Saturday, our family celebrated our family holiday. every December 6th, we celebrate it as a family holiday. It's the day that I adopted my daughters. And so, we take them out to dinner. We have, just a celebration to celebrate them being a part of our family and everything. But that Saturday morning, I took my daughter to a new thrift store in a small town over in Livonia, and tried out their little thrift store. And believe it or not, I think my daughter got like $80 worth of pants for $5.
Yeah, that's what's up.
And they fit, and they were like ones that you would just go get at the store. I think they were Levi's, I guess. I don't know. Levi's got expensive for some reason. They were Levi's and some other brand. She's like, these are only $2. Like, I was like, you're stealing. Like, oh man, and that's pretty good. It's pretty
Yo,
good.
you just gave me an idea. Since I'm salty, I didn't keep all my baggy clothes. I'll go to the thrift stores and buy some of that stuff. There you go. You just gave me. I'm about to hit the thrift stores. Yeah, it's about to go down. Baggy everything. Hell yeah, everything. I'm with it. What you gonna do? You about to start copping some more baggy clothes, Corey? What's going down?
I'm just losing weight so my clothes can stay baggy. I'm down 7 pounds as I was last week, so I'm gonna keep it moving.
My man.
Congrats, bro.
But thank you, appreciate it. But you know what? You know who made thrift shop cool again? Probably about 10 years ago.
Macklemore.
I'm gonna pop some tags.
Yeah. Come on now, you know what I'm saying? And real talk, like, hey, so if you go to the right type of Goodwill store, you find some jewels, because what some people don't know is Goodwill gets some of their stuff from the local Target. So if you're in Target in Beverly Hills and it get returned because somebody say, oh, it doesn't match my carpet. Okay, since it don't match your carpet, let me see what Goodwill you guys at Target is affiliated with. So then I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna go and buy there. Because I have a guy.
Hey, how you find that out?
Because
no, I'm saying, how do you find out what Goodwill's Target is affiliated with? You got the info on that?
Just go to Target. Just go to the Target and just say, hey, what do you guys do with your returns? I know the previous Target that I used to go to, they give theirs to the Goodwill. And if Becky could be like, oh, well, we partner with the Goodwill over here on Wilshire. So
see, that's the real key, isn't it?
Right there.
I think that's area specific. The ones here don't. I go to Goodwill a lot, and I have like a love-hate relationship with Goodwill. Look, they get their stuff for free. A lot of people that work there in the back, they're doing community service. They're getting free crap, free labor, and the CEO is almost a billionaire off of charity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've got questions. I go in there yesterday. Matter of fact, yesterday we were in Goodwill, and it truly matters where you go. Geronimo, I know you're going to know what I'm talking about. You go to a Goodwill off of I-10 and Days of Zavala.
Good neighborhoods.
Versus WW White. You are going to find an avenue of things that are going to be extremely different in price. You know, I mean, the rich side of town versus the not so rich side of town. It just depends. But
I'm trying to go to one in Stone Oak. Let's keep it real, though.
That's the one in Stone Oak, right? So went to Goodwill yesterday, and I'm looking at their jacket section. They got some nice jackets. Not that I needed one, but I'm like, just look.
Hey,
I just gotta say,
cute jacket. I mean, beautiful, would have fit me and everything. $30. Get the F out of here.
I just gotta say, man, that when I was young and I was doing sales during my early 20s, most of my suits I got came from the Goodwill. I dropped like $10, $15 on a 2-piece suit. You get them in the good neighborhoods, and then you go to downtown LA or someplace and you get them all tailored for super cheap, so that they're now tailored. And you can get yourself like a luxury suit tailored for about $20 to $25.
That's not bad. Hey, this is all news you could use right there.
Yeah, don't sleep on the thrift stores, at all. Thrift stores are cool, and they do give proceeds to charities, apparently, I guess, right? Some of it goes to good causes, I hear.
I don't know if y'all have this problem, but I have an issue finding pants that fit me correctly because I'm tall, right? So I'm 5'10". I wear a size 10 tall. And just a few weeks ago, took the kids to the thrift store, just go check it. I came upon a brand new pair of pants. These were like $70 at the boutique. Still had the tags on them.
Nice.
Still had the tags. I found 10 tall, which is extremely rare for me. And I was like, what are the chances? I had no choice but to get them. And they fit
Oh, you had no choice.
perfect.
You had no
choice. Look, my hands were tied.
They
man.
tied. Yeah, you gotta buy them, girl. You gotta, yeah, it's tough. I'm glad you survived that ordeal.
You know,
I should get a medal for this.
You know, me and Bobby talked offline about this. You know what I'm saying? We talked about
That's all I got, by the way.
That's what's up. Hey, and that has been your millennial moments. Come on now.
Well, this kind of ties into it though. How, you know, he was talking about like bringing stuff back in style. Remember eBay? If you guys remember eBay, people would buy off of eBay all the time, buy clothes and stuff off of eBay. What if there was a live, because Craigslist is still out there, but a live sale, like a live auction online, right? I got these
live, like stream live
auction. Like we come in here and then people put in their PayPal, like, okay, bam, this is the PayPal link. 75, 25, 25, 25, 14, 14, 15, 15 for these jeans. So to character number A to the B to the B to the B.
Yo.
Boom. Boom. Next, we got this Nintendo 64, vintage, 75, 75, 100 to the card number 3, 100 card number 2. So think about that being streamed. And then the person who wins the bid, boom. Because it's almost like TikTok Shop. The only difference is TikTok Shop, you have a category you can sell from. But if everybody in the local neighborhood said we're going to do a yard sale, and then we do a yard sale streaming live, so you can't make it to the area.
Virtual yard sale.
Virtual yard sale.
So it was taking me a second, but yes, I remember telling Corey that on the weekends, our family, we like doing yard sales. We really do. I have come across jackpots where I'm able to get my kids like 10 pairs of pants each because the yard sale we happen to go to just happened to be their exact size that they were moving into.
Nice.
So you're paying, $1.50 for a pair of jeans versus going to Target and trying to pay $15. You know what I mean? Like you're going to really stretch out, your budget a little bit. So I had told Corey I would really like it if we could create an app where if you're having a yard sale, you can go and post it in this app, including pictures, because we have wasted time going and looking for a specific yard sale that we saw a sign for. We get there, nothing but like older antique stuff, nothing that we would ever purchase, nothing. Or things are just like real busted up, or somebody thinks that it's worth money and it's junk, it really is. So at least if you had the app, you'd be able to kind of see on a map and pinpoint, oh, look, there's like 7 yard sales right in this area.
Yeah.
Head over to that area and go browse and go shop,
Or you can log in, like, boom, I want to attend this yard sale virtually.
Yard sales.
Better trademark it now. Trademark it now, people.
Hey, that's what I'm. Hey, you know what? I was like, man, we shouldn't have said this live.
Yeah, y'all putting it out to the ether. It's gonna be on the market in 2 days.
We should have not said that live.
Here's the thing.
We've been looking for a way for this stream to make money. I'm like, hold on, man. You just gave them the goods. Nah, that's a good idea, though. That's a good idea.
Yeah, it needs
well, you heard it here first.
You heard it here first. Technically speaking, let's go.
Somebody win that Powerball, then hey. If one of y'all three, because I don't play the lottery.
So
I ain't gonna tell you, but there will be signs. Okay? Will be signs.
I'm gonna tell you this, Corey, and is it an auctioneer? Is that the person that's yelling out the price? An auctioneer,
yes.
Right?
Yes.
You could create that auctioneer with all of your AI creation skills. It could be an AI auctioneer, man. That'd be Come on now.
YouTube channels.
See, you need to be copywriting that idea, man. Putting that shit out in the ether.
I'm going to do it tomorrow.
Yeah, you better.
I would say use that, help us, some stuff. We still need to sell some stuff, but that's
we want that 5%.
I know, technically speaking, need a little percentage, man. Come on now.
I'll make sure y'all get that.
That will be dope.
We want our big. Give us our big.
So that's it, man. Say what?
We can actually do it on here.
That's what I'm saying. We can do it here.
We can do it here.
Oh, I'll be the first one to do it. I got a brand new Nintendo Switch still in the box. I don't know where we got it from, but I found it in our room. yesterday.
Y'all heard that coming soon. Coming soon. We got
not even opened yet.
Garage sale coming soon.
Not even open
yet.
Let's go. Come on. From.
Hey,
you need a Nintendo Switch? Hit me up because it's brand new for Christmas. 2 weeks away.
That's what's up. Hey, that's a good idea, yo. That's a good idea. I like that. Hey, well, that's it. You know what I mean? That's it. That's everything we got for you tonight, man. It's a good show, man. My question is for everyone watching this, and even for the team, who y'all think gonna win that Netflix bid or the Warner Brothers bid?
I think Netflix already got what they wanted. I think they got that HBO Max, and that's all they really wanted. In my personal opinion.
I think Netflix.
I got my money on Netflix.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Bobby?
I don't know if Paramount has the financial backing to go up against them for that type.
Okay, looks like that's a consensus. I like it. What up?
Nothing that has been said on this has made me want to go and get Paramount yet. I'm just gonna say, out of all of this, conversation we had, I'm still ain't buying that streaming service yet.
Good point.
Better do something.
Good point. Hey, that's
we renewed our subscription just for Landman.
Landman, yeah. I got to get caught up on that. I got to get caught up on that for real.
That is so good. It's so realistic because it is. It's real. It's real.
And look, that neither one of those are going nowhere. I look at this in the great words of Myron Golden. It's not what can I afford. No, it's how can I
afford that? That originally came from Robert Kiyosaki, sir. He got that from Robert Kiyosaki.
He probably did. I didn't hear Robert say it though.
that came from Rich Dad Poor Dad, man. Yeah. But respect to him too. Hey, we're gonna end off on that, man. Yeah. Say it again, Corey. Say it again.
It's not looking at it like I can't afford it. It's looking at it at how can I afford this?
I like that.
By not giving up, Corey. Continuing to push towards your goal.
Push for the goal line, Daniel.
Yep. I like that. Hey, and we're gonna end it on that note, man. News you can use right there. Not I can't afford it. It's how can I afford it? I like that, man.
Put that how in there.
Yeah. Say what? Put that how in there. Yep. I love it. Hey, man, good show. Great night. Hey, man, we're going to sign off like we always do about this time. Bobby, let the folks know what you can help people with out here in the Bexar County and surrounding areas.
Yes, sir. If you're in the Bexar County area and you're having issues with water leaking out somewhere and stuff, and you're not sure where it's coming from, give me a call. We do a water mitigation service. We are Patriot Restoration LLC. We are a woman-owned, disabled, veteran-owned small business here in the state of Texas, serving Bexar County, Wilson, as opposed to Medina counties. So if you're in any of those areas and you're in need, if you have water issues, let us know. You have within 24 to 48 hours to get in touch, because if not, mold is going to continue to grow and develop humidity here. So keep that in mind. If you haven't already, comment, like, and subscribe. Share, tell a friend, tell a friend.
That part, tell a friend, tell a friend. Hell yeah. You can even tell some enemies. I don't care, as long as they like and subscribe. Just go with it. Speaking of water, Dr. Poole, what can you help folks with out there in the LA and surrounding areas?
Yeah, man, I clean pools. And so if you got some questions about your pool or your spa and maintaining it, you could send me an email at d.r.poolandspaservice@gmail.com. It's here on the screen on the bottom. And you guys want to follow me and check out the content that I'm putting out on socials, you can follow me at don.rump on the Facebook and the Instagram, or OG Millennial. Also, you type in O_G Millennial, and I should pop up on there also, for Twitter and YouTube.
My man, the main man with the game plan, Corey Giovanni. What are you helping folks out there with, sir?
Well, it seems to me that most of my clients really want digital marketing. And you know what? When the money comes that way, I will not dodge it. I will grab it. So with that being said, if you're in the area of looking for digital marketing, no matter if you're on the West Coast, East Coast, up north, down south, tap in with Mr. Corey himself, me, the main man with the game plan, at Corey Giovanni on all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, X, all of that. And I got you. I'll give you a free consultation, show you what I do, and if you like it, buy it.
Don DeMarco,
aka Tech Von Go. All I'm gonna ask y'all is scroll down, like Bobby said, like, subscribe, but scroll down a little bit further. There's a link right there where you could buy some Technically Speaking merch. Christmas is coming. They make great gifts. We have some Christmas edition versions of our merchandise. So go on, cop that, man. Support the channel. Other than that, thank y'all for spending this Monday night with us or watching the replay if you watched the replay, because you didn't have to. So we appreciate you. We love you. Y'all have a good week. Good night.
Be safe, guys.
Be safe.